I bought this piece for $33 and I'm selling it for $550, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This beautiful, heavy, and solid piece was originally listed for $55 at my local Habitats for Humanity, but they had an influx of overstock, so they had a 40% off store-wide sale and I snagged this piece. I always like to start off by removing anything I don't intend on keeping. I decided I was going to remove these decorative pieces. I feel they're a little outdated and didn't fit the look I was going for. For this, I just used a mallet and a pry bar. I wanted to switch my hardware out to something more modern looking, so I always saved my hardware and donated to my local Habitats for Humanity for someone else to use on their project. I then like to go in with my Simple Green all-purpose cleaner. This cleaner does a great job at removing any gunk that is caked onto the surface. Even though I was sure this piece was solid wood, I like to start with 120 just in case the top is made of veneer. I didn't want to bust through the veneer and damage the piece, but after sanding through the finish, I was met with great relief that the entire top was beautiful oak wood. I found a good hack to get into tight corners. I grab an old gift card and some sanding paper. I like to fold the gift card into the sanding paper and it helps me get into those tight corners. Remember to move up in grits, especially if you plan on staining your piece. I started off with 120 grit and now I'm moving up to a 220 grit so that my stain can apply evenly. I like to use a pencil to ensure that I'm sanding the entire area, and boy is it satisfying to watch. I had a great idea to stain the hidden drawers the same color as the top. It's just an added detail that I know buyers will appreciate. I decided I was going to paint everything except for the top, so I went in with 120 grit sanding paper to scuff sand, so that my paint had no issues sticking to the piece. I wanted to try a paint wash and a stain combo, and I seen someone on TikTok use Retic liquid wood as a paint wash, so I decided to try it. I measure with my heart and I usually do 5 parts water and 1 part paint. I decided to use pre-stain over my paint wash just so my stain had a good base. I then mixed together 1 part dark walnut by Minwax and 1 part weathered oak by Minwax as well. As I was applying the stain, I got excited because this was the exact color I had been imagining. I found this tape at Ace Hardware and boy is it a game changer. Before, I would just lay tape over the entire piece that I wasn't planning on painting, which wasn't the most cost effective and created a lot of waste. So I am impressed by this product, and my bank account is too. This primer has never done me wrong. This Bin shellac based primer is the only primer I will ever use. It does cost a pretty penny, but boy is it worth it. When I first started flipping furniture, I would use a paint roller to apply both paint and primer. I made the switch to this $30 Amazon paint gun and it is a game changer. All you need to do is strain the paint and add water and you're good to go. Remember to be slow and steady and not too close when using the paint gun. Remember that you're not going to achieve a thick, perfect look in just 1 coat. It's okay if you have to do multiple coats. Once you put on primer, it tends to accentuate the damages on your piece. When that happens, I like to go in with Minwax wood filler. You just fill the hole with filler, let it dry, and sand it later. After applying primer, I like to sand and fix any drips that may have occurred when applying primer. If you skip this step, it makes it harder to remove rough spots on your furniture. I chose the color Ivory Essence by Valspar for the base of my piece. I think this will blend nicely with the stain color I chose for the top. This ivory color is not too white, not too beige, it's just perfect. I struggled a bit with adding the paint. It was hard for me to tell if I added the paint or not due to the lighting. The white primer and the paint looked very similar when I was adding the paint, so I had to do a lot of moving around to be sure I was adding the paint. I had to move the drawers inside. When I originally put them outside, it was 65 degrees, and the next day we got a huge cold front which brought the temperature to below freezing. 2 days later, it was back up at 65. Any guesses about which state I live in? Let me know in the comments below. Here, I added too much paint which caused the paint to drip. I just went in with 120 grit sandpaper and it got rid of all the drips. Taking off tape will never not be satisfying to me, but when I took off the tape, that's when I noticed I had made a mistake. The tape hadn't stuck well enough to the top and it had gotten on my freshly stained top. So what I did to fix it is I went in with 120 grit sandpaper to get off the paint, and luckily I hadn't dumped out the stain I made, so I just restained the area that needed it. I then went in with the top coat by Minwax in the sheen satin. I use my paint gun to apply it. I don't add water because the top coat is already pretty runny, so adding water makes it drip. The sheen satin has me on a chokehold. I have tried other sheens, I just don't love any of them as much as I love satin. I ended up doing 3 coats of top coat. This is a heavy piece, so when the buyer comes to move it, I wanted to make sure the paint didn't chip while moving it. 3 coats is a good amount for added protection. I completely forgot to stain the back of the door, so I had to sand it, add paint wash, pre-stain, and then stain it. But it was definitely worth the extra couple of minutes it took me to do it. Here's a friendly reminder of what this $33 piece of furniture looked like before. Severely outdated, but for the most part in pretty good condition. And here's what I transformed it into. It went from unwanted to wanted. I'm so proud of how this turned out. I listed it on Facebook Marketplace for $550. I'm so glad I made the decision to stain the hidden drawers and door. I am so excited to give this piece a new home. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. Thank you.